Stop for a second and think about this. What if $500 was all you needed to break free from everything that was holding you back financially? Imagine taking that money and turning it into something that doesn't just pay the bills, but it changes your life forever. Most people waste $500 on stuff that won't even matter a month from now, but not you. This is your chance to do something different and take control of your life so you can create income for life. The only question is, will you make it happen? If you're new to the channel, my name is James Strong. I make videos about trading the futures market, investing in the stock market, and personal finances. We trade to grow our capital. We invest to build wealth over the long term and have asset appreciation. And none of that's possible to having good personal finances. So always remember, we don't trade or invest. We trade and invest. Turning a $500 investment into income for life. Now this sounds like it might be some clickbait or something. Hey, it's not. This is a real thing, right? So let's go ahead and jump on my favorite thing. What did Einstein say, man? Einstein said the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest, baby. And this is a real thing financially. This is like a momentum in life when you can be working so long, like on something for 5-6 years and how be getting results, and then year 7 and take off year 8. So compounding is a real thing, man. Beautiful thing. So we have $500 that we can spare every month to build wealth. How do we begin to change our life forever? It's not complicated. It's not hard. We're not going to overcomplicate this. We're going to keep this simple. If we can just invest $500, so this is a compound interest calculator. You can go here. You can go to NerdWallet and go to their compound interest calculator. And you can do these yourself. You can play with the numbers. You know, you can go in and see, hey, if you do $1,000 a month, what would it turn into? You 200 or whatnot. But 500 is a good amount. And if you can't do 500 starting off, one, I would challenge you to say, look into where you can cut expenses because you will thank yourself later. That's what I would say first. And then number 2, start what you can. You know what I mean? But always look to push that envelope. Like, so when you start getting promotions and raises and making more money, don't raise your lifestyle, raise your investing. That's how you can get financially independent. That's how you can get financially free. Literally, that's what I do. I live the exact same, but I make more money every year. Because I got a goal, I got a plan, I'm on a mission to change my life and my family's life forever and help as many as y'all change your life forever as well. I'm a guide, I'm a coach, I'm here to coach y'all so we can all, be proud of ourselves. And lead life with no regrets. You feel me? So a $500 investment grown over 20 years at an average rate of return of about 8%. So we start with 500 and basically we just put in 500 every month. So instead of going to a 401k or whatever, it could be a 401k. I'd rather it be something I control. So I'd rather have mine in my own brokerage account with, Vanguard or Fidelity or whoever your brokerage is of choice, right? And this is 8% is like a safe S&P, whatever. In 20 years, we would have $296,973. And we would have only put in $120. So we would have made more money from interest than the principal we put in. If we never put any more money just for 20 years. I know some of y'all can stop and think back right now, like, man, I've been not invested for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. That's the point, man. That's why I said, like, even if you got to start smaller, just start. Just start investing. I'm not one of those people where I'm going to sit here and be like, oh, you need to. Nah, we want to have a well-diversified portfolio. So I'm not going to say this is all we should be doing, but this is a major piece. We don't need a bunch of things. We just need a few, and we need to get really good at those. Now, the key to this that a lot of people won't talk about, and y'all know James will talk about it, man. If it's one thing, I'm going to talk about things people don't talk about. The more money you can put in, the better. It's not about, people love saying it's how long you've been investing, which is true. You can invest it for 30 years. What was $290 now goes to $750. Wait another 10 years, and we only put in $180. So compound is real. But let's go back to 20. If you can put in $1,000, well, now we got $591,000 and put in $240. Now at 30 years, we got $1.5 million. Most people hardly ever talk about the contribution amount. They only want to talk about the length of time. And I understand why, right? Truthfully, I get it because I'm in this space. Now, I'm not like these people where, let me go back. That's half the money, bro. That's half the money, man. If you could just find an extra $5 a month, turn that to 1,000. You got $1.5 million in 30 years. I'm sure you're feeling real good about retiring or retiring early or whatever. And again, this is not the only thing we do. This is one of the things that we do. This is autopilot for us. We're still doing things like increasing our income and having a business on the side, learn how to trade. We're still doing these other things, but this is one of the main pieces. And so I understand why people don't talk about the contribution amount, because it's not as sexy. Time goes by whether you want it to or not. So it's easier, and this is where I differ. Y'all know I'm not like the media. I'm not like the most people, man. That's not who I am. I'm an honest guy. I'm giving to you real raw. I'm for the people who really want to change their life. Time gonna pass regardless. So it sounds good just saying, oh, you can be a multimillionaire 30 years. But unfortunately, most people wake up and they're not. Right? But what I say is, hey, if you willing to get this income up, then you can almost guarantee, like, nothing's guaranteed, right? Like, I ain't waking up in the morning, but you can pretty much have a 95, a high probability that you'll be a multimillionaire. Because now we just need to figure out how we get our income up. And so that's what's going to bring me to, the topics of today is like, how do we get our income up? So the gist of what I just showed you was 8% average return. That's basically buying the S&P 500. Last year, the S&P 500 did 24%. So that's safe. Sometimes it does less. Obviously, it's a down year, but on average, I think it's been doing like 9% a year, about 9% a year. So that's just putting your money in a safe index fund, letting it ride out, contributing. That's cool. That's great. But remember, we don't do things or, we do them and over here. We trade and invest and have good personal finances. Everything is and with the James Strong family. You know what I'm saying? With my finance family online, man. So how do we do this? Well, first and foremost, let's go get us a brokerage account. For the first one, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Brokerage account. This can be in the form of like dividends and stuff, or it could be the indexes. Now, indexes are more so large cap, that either large cap stocks or like a high growth index that will grow. Simple as that. Put your money in that, set it, forget it, put on auto like contribution, let it deduct out. Boom, you good. It's investing every month for you on autopilot. You can go to sleep, wake up, and you will most likely be a millionaire depending on how much you want to contribute. Now, that brings us to the next point. I just showed y'all, if we can contribute more, we can daggone to guarantee we're going to have some M's. You feel me? Or at least 8 M, but usually some M's. So how do we get that? How do we fund it? And this is where it gets unconventional, right? We need to have extra income coming out outside of our jobs, right? And the best skill, obviously, I believe, is learning how to trade, because whether that's for you or not, even if you don't like to trade day to day, trading helps you with your long-term investments too, because you learn the technical analysis and market structure, and you learn how the market moves. So I've gotten in on some of my long-term investments, just like on the indexes before, because when it was coming down and had broke structure on like the daily, whatever it was, right? I'm holding this stuff. So I'm not looking to trade it, right? I'm just position trading. I basically had a point where I was looking to have a limit order to buy more shares of the index if it went up, and it literally hit that point and went up. So I got it at a discount of like 40%. So basically, put it in layman terms, a pair of shoes that cost $100, instead of paying $100, I got it for $65, $60. And then the price went right back up to over $100. So I was in profit already. That's the power of learning this too. And then if you want to learn it for the short-term trading, you can actually use that to grow this capital. So trading gives you that skill set to be well-versed, right? And the good thing is too is you can start off using $500 coming from your job to fund it. But I suggest learning how to trade to now, or having that business, or if trading is your business like it is mine, right? Use that to generate that $500 too. Free up the $500 from your job. Or like I said, if you got $500 from your job, how can you make $500 more? That's when things like trading come in. Then you combine them, and now you're contributing $1,000. And the thing about any skill set, any job, anything you do, your income is going to go up over time. So even with your skill set of trading, you're not going to only be making $5 a month forever. It's going to go up to $1,000. 1,500, 2,000. And obviously you can split that and diversify that how you want to. You know what I mean? You can trade that. Yeah, you can trade more with bigger size, have position size. You can invest more. You can do what you want. To learn more about that, make sure you go to my description. Check out all my resources I have on trading, on mastering the markets and all these things like that. Check me out. Stay in touch with me, and let's make this money, man. This is the real way we make it, right? But both strategies work. You don't have to choose one. Like I said, we're going to do both. Both of them is what builds financial freedom faster. When you combine both, you build them. You learn how to actively invest and trade, and learn how to position trade, which is really just buying stocks and indexes and hold on over long term, and use that active trading money to fund your investments. Don't think you have, it's essentially free money, man. Like, all you have to do is find the patterns in the game, in the market, capitalize on the price fluctuation, catch $100 here, $100 here, $100 here, and it's literally just paying you to invest. Like, it's like free money. Now, it is not the easiest thing to do. It takes time, discipline, and work ethic, but it's very, very simple. It's very simple. And then with the stocks and stuff, once we get that, we can put it into our dividends, stuff like that. Now we're getting paid monthly dividends, which is another check. We're getting asset appreciation on the stock. Like, dude, it's just growth long term. We getting money from everywhere. And it does begin to come fast. Like, it begins to come very fast, man. So, like I said, y'all know I'm real. I keep it raw, man. This is not a quick fix. That's why I always tell people, like, you need to make money right now. Number one, evaluate your life, because there's not too many things you can do right now to make money right now. You can do this. It's possible. I'm not saying you can't, but we want the consistency over time. We don't want luck. There's a lot of stories about people making $10,000 in 2 weeks, and then they blow $20,000 in 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't fall for that stuff, man. So, turning $500 into lifetime income means committing to the process. Remember, this is a simple process, but it is a process nonetheless. We need to commit to it, right? You're building a strong foundation that takes time, and there are not any shortcuts to take. We can make it more efficient, but we're not taking shortcuts, man, at all, because we want to do it right, so we don't have to start over. And don't expect, your first $5 to make you rich, but definitely it will teach you how to make way more money. You know what I'm saying? So up front, like, we go back to that calculator, like, you'll see, like, it's barely a difference up front, like, in the money, you know what I mean? Like, for years and years. But then eventually it gets to this point where it starts to separate, and then that gap just gets exponentially bigger. So to make $1.5 million here, all we had to put in was $360,000 over time, but we had to do it consistently, year after year, month after month after month, putting that money in. And not saying, oh, well, I ain't gonna do this month because, or, we need to put in consistently, man, and we can get that money. So compound interest is a real thing. Like I said, man, make sure you always check my description. I have resources down there. Learn how to trade. That's the number one hack, man. I'm Warren Buffett and these guys, dude. They always tell you, like, oh, invest your money in the S&P 500, but watch what people do, not what they say. Like, Warren Buffett is one of the biggest option traders in the world. So he trades options. That's how he makes that much money. It's not from buying and holding and waiting. Like, yeah, he old too, so that helps. He almost 100 years old. But it's like, it comes from trading. And people won't tell you that. You know what I mean? So trade responsibly. Now, we're not out here gambling. This is not gambling. This is a strategic pattern recognition business right here. And it requires self-mastery for sure to continue to get better. But it's possible. As always, if you like making money, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you don't like making money, then don't subscribe, man. It's that simple. Until next time, let's keep getting this money. Much love.